Do you want to know what is one of the ways that we break our own hearts without realizing it? It is this. It's when you talk about something a lot and you don't follow through. It's when you talk about your goals, your values, what you claim to be important to you, and then your actions don't reflect the same message. This creates a lot of misalignment inside, and this is contributing to why so many people today are sad, are down, are heavy, are hopeless, and they don't have the motivation to get up. It's so easy to blame external circumstances, and don't get me wrong, of course, external circumstances, our environment, and there are many factors that can contribute to why we're feeling a certain way. But part of growth and maturity and the work of tazkiyah is that you're always looking for the role that you play in your own circumstances. Is that you're turning inward and assessing the power that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you to make a change in the present that He has placed you in. What many people don't realize is that we can break our own hearts too. And one of the biggest ways we do that is when there's misalignment between what we say and what we do. The soul recognizes this misalignment because, as I mentioned on my home method, the soul keeps the score too. This is a concept I talk about in my book, The Compass Home, and how important it is that we're sending messages back to our soul that it is aligned with. You see, your soul was created with sidq, with truthfulness. It was created with these most beautiful values because it's not from here. It's not from this lower world. It's from a world that is higher, ulya. So its values are higher. And any time we live from lower values, we abandon the soul. We go against the soul. In fact, that's the core of what sinning is. Sinning at its core, it's you going against your own soul. Because you don't hurt Allah when you sin. You hurt your own self. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, قُلْ يَا عِبَادِي الَّذِينَ أَسْرَفُوا عَلَىٰ أَنفُسِهِمْ لَا تَقْنَطُوا مِنْ رَحْمَةِ اللَّهِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to tell us, essentially, O my servants who have transgressed against what? Who? Not Allah, not the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, against their own souls. Do not lose hope in the mercy of Allah. I want to direct your heart to something really powerful in this verse, the relationship between you going against your own soul and you losing hope. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling the person who has went against themselves to not lose hope, which means what? Subhanallah, the byproduct of you going against your own soul is you diminishing your hope. And the opposite is also true. When you align with your soul and the values that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created it with, you get more hope. Hope is the most valuable treasure we can have inside of us, wallahi. Hope in Allah, hope in His mercy, hope in His reward, hope for good things. That is the most valuable treasure we can have. Hope is the most valuable gift. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always fill all our hearts with hope, especially hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and what He holds for us in this dunya and the akhirah. But every time you align with your soul, and you show up to what you claim to be true, and you show up to what is good for it, and you show up to the values that it embodies, you have more hope. You have hope to show up again tomorrow, and you have motivation to keep showing up, and you have hope in good things coming for you, and you have hope in just doing good and receiving good, and you have hope in Allah's reward. So pay attention to how you're breaking your own heart. Pay attention to how you're diminishing hope in your life by not showing up, by being inauthentic. The soul recognizes this. When actually the core definition of authenticity is that what you claim to be true shows in your actions, or what you do is reflective of what you claim to value and what you claim to be true. So, to summarize, if you've been saying, oh, I value this, I want to do this, I want to achieve this goal, I value Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but then you're not praying on time. I want to achieve this goal, but then you're not taking daily steps to achieving that goal. I want to, excel in this area, but you're not taking any measures, any steps to come closer to that. Then you're breaking your own heart. Your soul recognizes this. It recognizes this misalignment. So if you've been feeling brokenhearted lately, if you've been feeling sadder, if you've been feeling hopeless, assess what you can do today to show up to what you claim to be true. Assess, what step can I take today to move towards my goals, to move towards what I've been saying is so important to me. Because your soul recognizes this. I thought he said this is important to him. Why isn't he showing up? I thought she said that this is her value, but she's not showing up. So there's inner conflict and inner misalignment. Try your best to focus on the present. When you feel overwhelmed with life, ask yourself, what can I do today? Yeah, I may not have everything I want. Yes, my external circumstances are not perfect, but the most powerful question you can ask yourself when you feel overwhelmed is, what can I do today? What power and control did Allah give me today? Because you know what makes you heavy in life is when you focus on what you can't control and then you neglect what you actually can control, what Allah has given you the power to control today. Your actions, the steps you can take towards change. The present, as I always say, is the most sacred space because it's the only space where you can connect to the one who's the source of everything you need, and it's the only space where you can take a step towards change. So stop breaking your own heart. Show up. Stop abandoning yourself. Show up. Take a step, and Allah will help you because Allah helps those who help themselves. And don't forget to make dua asking Him for His help because we achieve nothing without His help and His grace.